Happy Friday, y'all. It's Falcons Friday here on Falcons Daily. I am your host, CG. Craig Green. If you want to give me a follow on social media, you can find me at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G in the word sports. And you can find FanArch at FanArch Co. Their logo's in the top left corner right there on top of the Christmas tree, kind of like the star that Harper put up there last week. FANARCHCO. FanArch Co. is where you can find them on social media. Falcons have a Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate, and it is A.J. Terrell Jr. He won the award for the Falcons. He is the club winner, and he is our nominee to go towards NFL honors and see if he can beat the other 31 candidates in this award. It is outside of winning. In terms of individual accolades, in my opinion, the Walter Payton Man of the Year award is probably top of the list. It goes to show that football is, that life is bigger than football. It's much bigger than scoring touchdowns, or in AJ Terrell's case, preventing touchdowns, deflecting passes, getting interceptions, tackling a wide receiver at the point of attack. It's a much bigger, accolade, and it means much more to that. Again, it's life is a whole lot bigger than football. AJ Terrell, he has the AJ Terrell Jr. Foundation, where he invests in youth. He has donated meals. He's also had an event called the Crown Utopia, which served more than 200 women and children. It's awesome to see all the community work that AJ Terrell has done and has earned. He's earned this honor. So shout out to AJ Terrell, and let's go get him there at NFL honors this year. I know the likelihood of us playing in the Super Bowl during NFL honors is, we're talking. I mean, we have a less than 1% chance. Or we have about a 1% chance to make the playoffs right now, but a 100% chance that AJ Terrell is a stand-up guy and is a awesome human being. Again, one more accolade again for AJ. He had the rollerball celebrity skating experience that was helping to raise money and things like that. And also he supported youth through the Camp HBC youth field days. Investing more than $50,000, donating up to over $1 million of his own money towards programs and events. So, AJ Terrell, again, a stand-up human being and somebody we should be proud of that wears Atlanta Falcons colors. Absolutely. Next up on the list, y'all, Drake London did not practice again on Thursday. He was joined with the DNPs by DeMarco Hellams nursing a hammy, Brandon Dorlus with a groin ailment, and David Onyemata with a foot ailment. Outside of that, Felipe Franks was a limited participant as well. He popped up today, and so did Chris Lindstrom with the foot. So again, concerning things going into this game against the Seahawks. Looks like, again, unless they're just letting, Drake chill until Friday or Saturday, in my opinion, looks like he won't be playing on Sunday, that is. So we may have to, go at it again without our guy number 5. But again, nursing that PCL sprain, you don't want to put him in there too soon and re-aggravate the injury or make something worse happen. So I think it's about pain management for him and just making sure his knee is stable enough to get out there and make NFL moves on an NFL field against an NFL team. But, if we don't have Drake out there, expect to see more Dylan Drummond, Devin Tompkins, Kadero Hodge, perhaps even KJ Osborne could make his debut this Sunday. Who knows? But again, it won't be Adam Thielen. Of course, we know he was claimed by the Pittsburgh Steelers on waivers. So, we'll see what we got right there. We'll need another big game from Pitts. That's for certain, if we're going to beat the Seahawks. And, speaking of keys to beat Seattle, I know it doesn't seem very likely because they've been a well-oiled machine, but I think there's a way to get it done. When you look at the 3 losses of the Seahawks, The one glaring thing that they've done is turn the football over, right? They've got about 6 turnovers. Sam Darnold himself responsible for 6 turnovers in the 3 losses that the Seahawks have. So number one thing for me is you must uh, put pressure on Darnold. He will throw you the football. He's got 10 interceptions on the season. He's lost 5 fumbles. He's responsible for 15 turnovers. So and it's not just turning over the football, because the Seahawks have been able to absorb some of these turnovers and still play well. But the key to it is once you turn him over, you have to possess the football and keep their offense off the field. Long, sustainable drives. Drives where we're getting first downs on third down. Drives where we're not having negative plays. Finishing in the red zone. None of the stuff that we had seen that killed drives before, like ineligible guys downfield, false starts, running the wrong route, dropping the damn football. These are the things that we need to avoid if we're going to beat Seattle on Sunday. Also, another key to beating Seattle, I think, outside of possessing the football and forcing the turnovers and winning the turnover battle, it is going to be keeping Kirk Cousins clean. If we can keep Kirk clean, we keep Kirk clean, yes, he's going to have a chance to find receivers across the field, or maybe even perhaps run for a first down. The other key to this game, special teams. Not so much Zane Gonzalez. Yes, we need you to knock through your field goal, sir. But when it comes to kick and punt returns and coverage, it's really imperative for the Falcons to keep Seattle at the 30-yard line or less, to start their drives. Make them earn their way up the field. We've seen too many leaks in special teams that's given teams too good of a start on our side of the field, or too close to midfield anyway, for them to earn it. We need to make them earn everything they get. Tackling at the point of attack or is another one. I would say stopping Jackson Smith and Jigba, but you saw it last week. The Seahawks were only able to get him the ball twice for like 25 yards. They still won 26-0. So, So stopping Smith and Jigba, stopping JSN really is not a key to this game for me. If he's going to go off, he's going to go off, but you can't let him beat you. That's the thing. And the number one way he can beat you is if Darnold has time to find him. You must bring him to the ground. You must strip the football from him, and you must give those possessions back to Kirk Cousins if we're going to have a chance to win this game. Let's go to our comments section here. We had just a few from yesterday's show, and appreciate those of you who have chimed in on this. And the first comment we have here, McCoy Jamie 30. I've had faith since 1977. Will be a diehard fan until the good Lord calls me. Well, bless you, Jamie. And hopefully we can get a win this Sunday. We can't win all 5 in a row, but unless we get one. So shout out to you. Let's see here. The Bad Bandito. I can buy the case for Raheem getting a 3rd year, but we have to move on from Zach Robinson. The Falcons offense looks like a bad college team. The pistol isn't working, and Zach can't seem to call plays for a lefty. I have to push back against that. That sounds more like a narrative. I don't know how much film you've actually watched or what you've seen, but in terms of calling plays for a lefty, I have to absolutely push back on that. Did he have problems calling plays for a lefty in the first game of the season when Michael Penix went for 298 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions? Did he have problems calling plays for a lefty when Michael Penix went for 20 for 26, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Commanders? Did he have problems calling plays for a lefty when he was 20 of 32, 250 yards, and a touchdown in the win over Buffalo? Did he have problems calling plays for a lefty when he completed 80% of his passes against the Panthers before he got injured? I think we're trying too hard here to find reasons to get rid of Zach Robinson. We're holding him responsible because the Falcons have not amassed, what would seemingly be enough points. At home, 27 points should be enough to win. Sorry. You know what I mean? It's moments. It's situational football. That's the thing that we're getting lost on here, is that the Falcons are losing in situational football. It's not about he can't scheme up for for Michael Penix. And again, and if we're going to talk about the quarterbacks, here's the other kicker to it. Michael Penix is a young player. Okay, the man has played about 13 ball games in his NFL career. Okay, Kirk Cousins is massively more experienced than Michael Penix. So some of the things you're seeing with Kirk is just Kirk and his veteran presence and his veteran savvy and things like that. You know, it has nothing to do with the scheme. If the scheme was the problem, if all those things were an issue, you feel like you'd see some changes and whatnot going on right now. The number one thing I will say about Zach Robinson, I would like to see is keep it simple, right? In terms of like if we have a long down and distance, we don't need to try to get all of it back. I feel like sometimes he forces the vertical passing game. I would love to see more dump offs and more catch and run type of things to allow the chains either keep moving or to help chop down some of these long downs and distances. But yeah, I push back on that. I appreciate your comment. I heavily disagree. It has nothing to do with Michael Penix being a lefty. It has everything to do with a young quarterback and also a young offensive coordinator. Junior M60 wins at this point does nothing for me. I'm not going to give a damn. Well, good for you, buddy. Because again, Falcons win on Sunday. It's going to make me feel good. It's not going to make or break my day, but it's going to make me feel better about the direction of the team. And also, it's going to push back against a lot of you who say that Raheem lost the locker room, especially Ray McLeod, who's retweeting things like that. But, yeah, I know a win against the Seahawks is not going to reverse the fortune of this season, but what it does do is it does keep the Falcons alive. It does keep the heartbeat going. Remember, the Panthers are off this week. The Buccaneers are not off. So we do need a little bit of help here from the Saints to beat the Bucs. And I hated that we're in that position once again, but we found ourselves here because once again, unfortunately, the Falcons couldn't get it done on their own. Going to give you one more preview before the weekend is up. It'll most likely be tomorrow morning. If not, it'll be on Sunday, right before the game. So all of you enjoy your Falcons Friday, and we'll talk to you again this weekend with more Falcons Daily.